What were you looking for with the lineup switch to start the game, Frank?
Just to give us a little more diverse offensive attack. Playing through the ability to play through Keith a little bit in the post. Having a ball handler out there with Braun was something that we really wanted to do after the overtime game the other night. So Talent or Alex was out there the whole night with him, and just giving us a little bit of a fresh look, a different look after losing 3 in a row.
Okay, we'll start off with Kyle Goon, please.
Hey, Frank. Didn't ask you pregame, but is Dennis still set to come back for you guys on Friday? Are you still hoping for that? And what might be the process to get him acclimated?
Yeah, it's still possible that that he plays Friday. We're still hopeful that he clears his protocols.
Okay.
The second part of your question, I'm sorry.
I think that was it. Dan Wakey, please.
Hey, Frank. Obviously, if Dennis is able to come back, it'll give you guys a little more punch. I think this is what Kyle was trying to ask too. What's sort of the hope adding that kind of a player can be to obviously a group that's kind of looking for a lot of different stuff right now?
Well, Dennis carries a big load for us. He's a big-minute guy that really moves the needle for us on the defensive end with his containment and pressure, sets a tone for us. And obviously, the versatility he brings to the table offensively with the ability to bring the ball up and have another ball handler alongside Braun, but also carry the scoring load as well. I think we missed him on both sides of the ball.
Dave McMenamin, please.
Frank, obviously, we know that you're missing 2 starters, but how do you view the Jazz as an opponent compared to all the other teams you played this year in terms of how strong they are?
Yeah, they're the hottest team in the league, and nobody's playing as well as the Utah Jazz in the NBA right now. Just the way they're shooting the ball, the way they're connected defensively, the continuity, the bump that they're getting by having the same team come back. All those things are playing out well. Coach Quinn Snyder's doing a phenomenal job with them, and they're playing like the best team in the league right now.
Okay, we'll just take a couple more, Frank. Claudia Jestro, please.
Frank, at the end of the third quarter, LeBron was the only player to be in double figures, and the Jazz were out-rebounding you. What was holding your team back tonight, besides Utah being so good?
We just didn't play well enough. We didn't guard the three-point line well enough, and we didn't answer back. We had a 17-point offensive third quarter, which really limited with what we're trying to do in terms of answering back with that three-point attack.
Thank you.
All right, and last question, Leonardo Torres, please.
Hi, Coach. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. On this losing streak, what has disgusted you the most about the team?
Nothing's disgusted me. I love our guys. We're competing. We're grinding. We're staying together. We're shorthanded, and a tough part of our season. But we know it's a marathon, and our group's staying connected and ready to compete again on Friday night. Try to turn this thing around, but very confident in our group.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Safe travel.
Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory, Allie Clifton's going to join us in a little bit. You got Trudell and Brez handling the postgame. The Lakers lose their 4th game in a row. They're now 0-4 with Dennis being out. They're 1-4 since AD went down with the injury in Denver. And most who follow the trends in the NBA kind of saw this game coming. We talked about in the pregame show, this was going to be a huge challenge for the Lakers against the hottest team in the league. But still, blowouts are never fun. And the bottom line, big game and Rob, Lakers are struggling. And over the last 2 weeks, they've had 3 of their worst losses, and the woes continue a little bit.
Yeah, it would just be nice to say the Jazz are really good and we could just go home and that'd be the show. That's pretty much what it was. I mean, look, the Lakers are struggling a little bit right now. Okay, they're missing their big, engine in the middle, AD. That's bad enough. Then you're missing Schroeder. That really sets them back because you can't run your offense or your defense without 2 major components. You can try, you can fill in here and there, but they have not been able to sustain that. They've been depending on LeBron quite a bit. And so, the Washington game, 17-point lead, they had to get that one. because they get that one. That kind of makes them feel good about where they are in the schedule. But going into Utah without AD and Schroeder, that was going to be a tough game. And Utah proved that their record it's not a fluke. They're pretty good.
Yeah, really good team. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league, and they showed that tonight in the first half.
Yeah.
They put up 13 threes, I think it was.
14 in the first half.
14, sorry, -1. And if you look at the Lakers, they're really missing Schroeder. I know we're missing AD, but they're really missing Schroeder because you got another guy who can penetrate, who can get his own offense, who can do things of that nature, and you can get LeBron off the ball. Because you look at the way Alex Caruso did, he did it, but he doesn't have that extra gear like a shooter does to get to the hole and get easy buckets, because that's what it's going to take in games like this. When one team is hot from three and you're not hot from three, you need to get some points in the paint, and that's what Schroeder provides for the Lakers when he goes to the bucket and gets those points in the paint.
And we do want to give credit where credit is due, as you both alluded to. The Utah Jazz are playing great basketball. They have the best record in the NBA. In the last 24 games, guys, they're 22-2. And just the last couple of nights, in their last 2 games, they've hit 53s. And tonight, in that category, the Lakers were -42 in threes made. How about that number? -42. They were 22 of 48. The most threes the Lakers had given up this year was 19, but the Jazz lit it up. Rob.
Yeah, everybody. Think about it. Conley came out, and he was 4 for 4 in the first half. And this is with Donovan Mitchell not hitting threes in the first half. You got Bogdanovich, you got other guys on the team who are stepping up, knocking down threes. And if you think about it, the Lakers were playing good defense, but when sometimes better offense is better than better defense. And so they came out, they was knocking down threes. But what impressed me the most is you watch teams sometimes, but when they play your team, you really watch them. The ball movement, the continuity they had, the precision they had in the offense. When they came off a screen and roll, they attacked. They didn't hesitate or doing those things that guys like that hold a guy up. They attacked over the top to Rudy Gobert or out for a three. They were precise and sharp.
Rob brings up a great point, James. When you look at the ball handlers they have and Donovan Mitchell and the speed that they have, Mike Conley, crafty guys, Jordan Clarkson, they can run high pick and rolls, but they will attack you and they will move the ball. It's a really unselfish team and a great passing team. And that ball moves. They'll skip pass. They'll set back screens, open up a guy on the weak side for three. They know what they're doing. And listen, we talked about in the pregame show, consistency with your personnel and your coach in Utah is clicking.
Well, the one word you just mentioned is coach, because he's been looking at what he needed to do to make this team championship ready. They've always been decent, good regular season team. In comes Conley, takes a little pressure off of Donovan, and so he implemented.
Continues, and I know that's a strong word, but when you look at this team,